All right, Valley Club. So the data lines for the requirements for the Green Goblin trials were not totally accurate. We got the official announcement of what teams you need for each node on the Goblin trials. And I got my recommendation for each one. Also, a bad event got made better. And it is Mailbag Mondays. We're answering all of your questions to the Mailbag. And if you're ready for all of that, Valley Club, and you know what to do. Find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin and I hope you're having a great day. And before you guys ask, yeah, I got my eye hit in training. We have a tournament coming up, the jiu-jitsu tournament coming up this week. So we're training pretty hard and yeah, just caught it to the eye. So before you guys ask, that was what happened, but I'm fine. It looks bad. But in this video, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Green Goblin trials and the teams that you need for the Green Goblin trials. I got my picks. We got the official announcements, which are a little different from the data mines. So hopefully you didn't start building these teams up based on some of the data mines and other recommendations that people were giving you. We also have a bad event that got made a little better. We're going to talk about what has changed. And of course, it is Monday, so we're going to go into all of your questions from the mailbag. But if this is your first time here on the channel, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel with question and answer videos like this, news videos, gameplay videos, reveal videos, everything to help your experience in Marvel Strike Force. But without further ado, let's get right into these data mines and what is the official teams that you need for these Green Goblin trials. And what we saw from the data mines last week was sort of accurate, not totally accurate. We got all the node breakdowns for you in this video. And what it said as far as the data mines there, one of the requirements is just heroes. One of the requirements is city. We're going to get a little more specific with them. One of the requirements said city villain. One of the requirements said hero blaster. Another one said global blaster. And the other one said tech. And some of these are accurate. Let's go look at what the actual nodes are. So if node 1, mission 1, no matter what difficulty you're attempting, there is no restrictions. Mission 2 is when it gets a little more restrictive. Now, you can use some hero characters, which means the data mines were sort of correct that we saw, but it's a little bit more specific with this. On difficulty 5 through 7, this is where you're going to need Rebirth or New Avengers. And as you're attempting these higher difficulties, only Rebirth is going to be allowed for difficulty 8 and above on node 2. Mission 3 is where you're going to need is city villains. If you're doing some of these earlier difficulties, you could just use city characters. But city villains is going to be required for difficulties 5 and above. Mission 4, you could use blasters, but once you get to these difficulty 5 and above, global blasters are required. Mission 5, tech throughout for all of these. And then when you go to mission 6, the lower difficulties hero are restricted. The restrictions for 5 through 7 is still going to be Rebirth or New Avengers. And we get through mission 8 and 9 and 10. That is where only New Avengers are going to be needed. City villains are still back for mission 7. Mission 8 going back to global blasters. Mission 9 going back to tech. And then mission 10, no matter what difficulty you're doing, you could either use Rebirth or New Avengers, and some of the lower difficulties, you can use some of these hero characters. So let's go in and talk about some of these other characters that you may want to bring in. Let's first talk about this city villain section, which I think is going to be the toughest section there. So you got some good characters here. You got Black Cat, the last legendary character, one of the staples in Arena right now. Very, very good character. Also have Doc Ock here, which just got a rework, so that's a great character as far as options as well. Mr. Negative is a great character on that Underworld team in Wars, so if you've already built them up, great. And then the rest of these characters, I think you're going to want to fill them with a Sinister 6. And the reason I say Sinister 6, that is a team that just got the rework. So where there'd be some Superior 6 like Craven, Lizard, some of these other characters that may be released later. But Sinister 6 is probably the best team. I think the best option here is Black Cat, Dr. Octopus, Mr. Negative, and then whatever Sinister 6 or Superior 6 that you have. I think that's going to be the best build for your city villain characters. All right, and moving on to the Global Blaster trait, which is going to be required for the higher difficulties of Node 4 and Node 8. Well, we have Archangel, one of the Horseman characters. We have an adjacent Horseman character in Gambit, who's kind of the dynamic duo with Rogue. We have some raid characters in Agent Venom, Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier, Union Jack, all the way down here in Darkhawk. So those are characters that will give you some value. And we have a Masters of Evil in Ultron, which may or may not be a great character depending on what scourges you want to bring across. As far as what I'm going to bring in, I think Archangel, Gambit are no-brainers if you already have them built up. And then whatever raid characters that you already have built up based on Agent Venom, Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier, Union Jack, Darkhawk, And if you already have Ultron built up pretty big, that's a great character as well. But I think those are your best options for a Global Blaster. And your tech characters are what's going to be required for nodes 5 and node 9. Two great diamond-worthy characters in Kang the Conqueror and Kestrel. And then we got some tech raid teams. We got a full Pegasus team that you could build up as well. Dr. Doom is a great tech character as well. Vulture, if you're really going for that Sinister Six, could give you added value in both the tech section and that city villain section. Ultron could give you value in the tech section and the Global Blaster section, though. You could kind of double up if you don't have some of these characters built. Doc Ock also is a tech character, but is also a city villain, so kind of like Vulture, giving you that added value there. We got a lot of great options as well, but I think if you want to really conquer this node with the maximum efficiency, Kang is going to be required. Kestrel is going to be required. Other Pegasus characters like Rescue, like a healer, may be good. And then if you want to really double up, get that extra value, Vulture, Doc Ock, Ultron are needed on other nodes. Dr. Doom is always a great character, so got a lot of great options with tech, but I think the biggest struggle is going to be that city villain section or that Global Blaster section. And the Wakandan Warriors Alliance-wide milestone did get changed. As we saw this in a blog post on Friday, you needed to win Cosmic Crucible with the new Warriors. Your Alliance needed to do that as well, which is fine. The weird requirement was the Wakandans, which is not a top-tier Crucible team right now. It is kind of a second-tier Crucible team. Great for cleaning up, but yeah, you needed to win with these. Your entire alliance needed to win with these if you wanted to get some of these higher level milestones here. But luckily, the devs did hear feedback and they didn't change the event entirely. So the event, there are still some issues with this event, but instead of having to win now, you just need to use these new warriors and the Wakandans in Cosmic Crucible. So that is good. It can make it a little less painful. You don't need to do a full sacrifice for this team, or you can bring in the Wakandans, lose on purpose, sacrifice, and then bring in a good team to win. But that's going to screw up your efficiency. But yeah, this is a bad design event. It did get a little better though, so you don't need to necessarily win with those two teams. All right, and moving on to the first mailbag question of the week. Hi, Valley. So they really think random drops for a diamond upgrade is a good thing? When you see people dropping 3 diamond upgrades for Kang or Doc Ock, and from how many free orbs, less than 10, with a possibility of 774 different chances of diamond upgrades to pull the same 1 diamond upgrade twice for a crossbound, is it fair? They should have done the done upgrades, not with a random chance, with so many things that are currently broken, reducing rewards and passes down by 50% for goodwill. We will do much better. In fact, they're doing so much worse, alienating the player base even more, so fed up with the compensation that's completely useless and inadequate to get the game to work. All right, there's a lot of issues in this question here. So the random upgrades, I don't think they're necessarily bad. I mean, sometimes you're going to get a great upgrade, sometimes not. You know, I pulled the same Scarlet Spider upgrade a couple times, which didn't feel good, but I've got a few good ones as well. And then I've got some trash upgrades. I think over time it should even out. But the good thing about this, they realized that players want agency. So unlike when Red Stars was introduced and you got these high drops and these low drops, the good thing about these is there's a store right now, so you do have some agency. And what the devs did say, after a certain amount of time, you should have, I think about a year or so, you should have about 25 characters fully upgraded. And about 50% of that they wanted to be from agencies or purchase in the store. Other half of that would be from whatever you randomly pulled. So sometimes you're gonna get some good stuff, sometimes you're gonna get some bad stuff, but hopefully by being able to purchase stuff in the store, you're able to mitigate that. So I don't think it's necessarily good or bad. I think it just kind of is what it is. As far as reducing the rewards, it is kind of sucky. And what the devs did say about that, they said they are still trying to tinker with the strike passes and the battle passes. They want the paid path to have a lot of value, but they also want the free path to have a lot of value. And they are still kind of tinkering with what is the best solution. So I don't think they figured that out yet. That's why the last few strike pass and battle passes were really good. These ones aren't as good. The ones for the new words aren't as good. The one that we got with way less dark promo credits isn't good. But until they find that balance that both sets of players are going to get enough rewards, I think that is good. And then alienating the player base, I think that does come from the value of these battle passes, right? Because they put so much value in the paid path of the battle pass. It kind of makes the free path not as good. So that is something I wish they would close the gap on. You know, I think we want new players coming into this game. We want new players being able to catch up. And the further they make it so that there's the paid version that gets a lot of stuff and the free version that doesn't get a lot of stuff. That gap widens and widens, and that's not a good thing. So I would like them to find a solution that they still can earn money, but that then we're not widening that gap as well. I don't know if it's possible, just saying that out loud, but if there is a way for them to do that, that would be good. But they're still tinkering with stuff. You know, the impression I got is they want the entire player base to be happy, and right now it's not. So I think we're still going to see some changes, but as usual, if there's something you don't like, speak with your wallet. Don't buy it if you don't like it. And if you do and you're having fun in this game, then show them that you're doing a good job. And if it's within your budget, and reward them for the good effort they're doing. But if you don't like it, like apparently you don't now, don't spend any money and show them your frustration in that way. But yeah, they're trying, but yeah, a lot of the things aren't as good as it could be. I agree. Hey, Valley, working building city tunes for the city nodes of Dark Dimension 5 and 6. And the good thing is, city villains will be required for, not necessarily required, I guess for the higher levels of these Green Goblin trials, you get some double value there as well. I'm building Vulture for both of them. I'm building Craven for both of them. So there's some double value with Dark Dimension 6 City and that, but I haven't started Dark Dimension 6 yet. My main question, who should I build? Ronan, if you want to. I think the main ones that you want to build, you mentioned here, Robbie and Hardlight. Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider, Miss Marvel, Hardlight are two of the best tunes in City. And I'm not in that City section yet, but everybody that's been there says Robbie pretty much carries it. So you want, like you say, you want someone that could bleed them out and do that. But Negative is a great option. Probably one of your better Mystic options in the City section there. Ronan is good. But I think what you're saying here should go with Craven, Spider Killer Lizard. I think you want to go with either Superior 6 or some of these original Sinister 6. Vulture, like I said, is a great choice because he doesn't take too much gear. And he's also going to have that value on both the Superior and Sinister 6 team because he had the Sinister 6 tag. So what I'm going to do, Robbie Reyes, Miss Marvel, Hardlight. I'm going to go with Craven. I'm going to go with Lizard, and I'm going to go with Vulture. And maybe I might switch out Mr. Negative for Lizard, but that's my plan right now. And yeah, as long as you have Robbie and Miss Marvel, Hardlight, I think you could choose the other three characters. All right, I've got a question about the Craven event. Lost in Node 5 because I'm stubborn. Don't want to build up certain teams like Invaders unless I'm forced to level up Union Jack to level 64 in the 5th. I'm losing to what I need to get that node done. So the good thing about building up the Invaders, though, they are a raid team that you're gonna need to get through these incursion raids. And I'm assuming the early stages of the incursion 2 raids. So getting value. Now, I did not get 3 stars on all of the nodes because when I went in, my Invaders are big, but my Craven was very, very tiny. So I think you just got to bite the bullet if you want to do this event. The good thing is it's good first time rewards, but as long as you can finish the nodes, get the first time rewards, the farming isn't that bad. I think the best farm that you could do is on the node before the one that you mentioned there in this Craven event. If we go into the game, I think the best node to farm on a daily basis is this one, actually this one right here. Challenge 1-2, where you're getting these focus catalysts and these health catalysts. After that, you could farm whatever you want. But yeah, if you could get through these and get these first time rewards, the only teams that you could bring in is the Invaders and Craven. So yeah, hopefully that helps, but it's kind of designed for you to use a team that you already should be building. And I think that was kind of their thought process there. Hey, Valley. Hope all is well. Quick question. Have you ever heard of any update to the store orbs? I feel we're long overdue for Legacy 4, Milestone 4 orbs. Also, the Greek orb characters are long overdue for an update. Yeah, the Greek raids need an update for a long time. The only one that really got an update was the Gamma raids, which is the hardest one, and the easy ones, the Alpha and the Betas, still have not gotten an update. So hopefully they're updated soon. The devs are aware that they need to update the stores, upgrade these orbs. They know they're way far behind, but I think like a lot of these crashes, the stability of the game that's going on right now, there's a lot of other things that take precedence, you know, releasing the new characters, but they are aware of that, and hopefully that gets fixed sooner than later. But yeah, I think there's a lot of other issues that they're looking at, but they're aware. Hopefully it gets fixed very soon. They know it's trash in there, and the devs have said that specifically on the summit that we went to. They're not good, and they want to fix it, but hopefully it's sooner rather than later. And last question. This actually doesn't come from Discord. Normally I don't get the questions from YouTube, but this one popped in my feed. This one I think is a great question. Since we rarely need to upgrade Gamma for Gear 17 Apocalypse, why doesn't anyone recommend using Gamma for Super-Skrull? That would save us a lot of gold, training materials, and gear. Why doesn't anybody recommend them? And what it says here is maybe because 3 of them require the same unique. Their kits all suck for Dark Dimension 6. Red Hulk may be the exception. So yeah, Red Hulk is great for that. But if you're looking at saving your bio gear for either that super-skrull unlock or some other bio characters that will help you enter Dark Dimension 6 and get into those nodes, you may want to save it on Red Hulk, because you can actually get through it without building up Red Hulk at all, without building up any of your Horseman characters, just Apocalypse and then some other legendary characters getting through it. But I do hear that that final section is designed for Apocalypse and his Horsemen, so you may want to build Red Hulk. But as far as the other characters there, now normally the characters that you're going to bring into Dark Dimension 6 are either good characters in Dark Dimension 6, good characters after Dark Dimension 6, or cheap characters. And while the Gamma team may be a little cheaper because if you've already done a lot of the front end work, as far as their value in Dark Dimension 6, other than Red Hulk, they're not going to be that great. They're all in that global tag, and there's a lot of good global options up there. Like Flash Eternity said, they take the same unique, that Gamma Radiation. You may want to use them for some other characters that are going to give you value outside of Dark Dimension 6. And the Gamma team right now, other than Red Hulk, other than in War, just isn't as strong as they used to be. They're on a team that's gonna be a year old very, very soon, if they're not a year old already. So they're gonna start to see their decline. And normally I invest in either really, really cheap characters or characters that are gonna give you long-term value, and hopefully they're also good in Dark Dimension 6. So that's why nobody really recommends Gamma. You can bring them out up if you want to. I just think there's better options for your gear, especially with the gear 18 pieces being so rare. You probably want to build more towards the future, or just build super cheap. And I don't think Gamma really fits that mold. And I don't think that, and that's why they're not really recommended, but they will give you some value right now. I just don't see a lot of value for them in the future, unless there's some rework that they have planned that's unannounced. But that is it, guys. Hopefully that makes your life through these Green Goblin trials a lot easier. Hopefully that makes this event a lot easier for you and your alliance, not having to win with the Wakandans or the New Warriors, just have to use them. You know, you still might have to drop some matches, which is a very bad event design, but it's not as bad as it would have been if you had to win with these. And thank you for everybody that left a mailbag question. I will see you guys next time. If you want to leave a mailbag question for one of these, normally I don't go to YouTube comments, but that one did show up on me. Make sure that you go to Discord. The link is down below. Go to the mailbag question channel, and it will be right there. And if you want to see what are the best characters to farm right now in Marvel Strike Force, check out the video up there. That is it, though. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out.